everyone, welcome back to another episode of Talk Through Thursday. Every now and then you come across people whose journey just leave you in awe, and Kiranji is definitely one of those people. Hi Kiranji, how are you? Good morning. How are you feeling?
Good morning. Thank you so much. And I'm super excited for today's talk. And thank you for having me. And I'm really very eager. And this is, in fact, my first podcast. So I'm like a kid jumping all over.
Oh my
So
God.
thank you for that experience. Yeah.
No, it's such a pleasure to have you with us. And look at you. I mean, like always, you're just looking so fabulous and you're just gracing your presence here. So thank you so much for that.
Thank
I
you.
feel
Thank
like
you.
your story is one of deep dedication, passion, and personal growth. Like from the moment you decided to step into the world of education and language to now being the internationally certified image consultant and a soft skills trainer. Congratulations on that first.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's been like nothing sort of remarkable for me. But before I go, try to summarize your journey, I'd love to hear it from yourself. So tell us a bit about how this journey started, Kiranji, and what was the turning point in your life when you just decided to embrace this new path as an image consultant?
Okay, thank you for the question, Barkha. So, it's been an amazing journey. And I, being a defense wife, my husband was in the army and has traveled all over across India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So, and as everyone, we all know that army wives are the best teachers, right? So, I started my journey as a nursery teacher. And wherever we moved on, I started getting work, and I used to just go with my small babies, my two sons. So wherever they went, and I used to say, okay, give me something, I can be a helping teacher, or I can just assist. So this is how I started with teaching as a profession. And it so happened, with a lot of support from my husband, later on I did my B.Ed and my post-graduation, which was, of course, which led the way for me to become an English teacher. So wherever we went, I had this opportunity to, join any school. So I worked from the smallest of small school, maybe in hills of Arunachal, where it was all shed, tin shed, and those wooden benches. I'm talking about 90s. I started my journey in
I can
95.
just imagine and travel back because I've seen that in movies. So yeah.
Yes, and it's been a great experience. And then as we followed suit, coming to metro cities like Baroda and Ahmedabad, then I was in Chennai, and then finally Delhi and Bombay. So then, of course, my experience grew, joined the international schools. So in Delhi, I was with majorly big international schools in Dwarka before I shifted to Noida. And then, of course, my final was finale of teaching as an English teacher was here in Expressway, Noida. So that has been given me a great, experience with varied kind of students, starting from the nursery to the 12th. And then, of course, it came a point where I felt okay, now I think I've done with 25 years of being a teacher. Now what next? And it so happened, and I just, I put up my papers one day, and my principal said, maybe you're not feeling well, you sit down and have coffee with me. So, but that was the day I said, no, I have decided, somewhere you have to draw a line and move forward. And then, of course, COVID happened, and I was just looking around, and this ICBI was in my mind, and then I stumbled upon it once again. And that's how I, did my 2 years of certification, which was again a great learning with beautiful batchmates, just like you. And now, of course, I can call myself. So this was always in me, whenever as a teacher, I used to sit in my, as an audience or as a participant, and these trainers used to come, and I used to be in awe of them. And not to forget my husband, always very supportive, yes, and always motivating me कि अब और क्या सीखना है और भी कर लो. So he feels pride that I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm busy. My boys are now all out of my house. They're working everywhere. So this gives me where I can give back, to the society. And I even go for NGOs where I just do some pro bonos, just
This
for
is
1 hour. They call me and yeah, कुछ भी बातें कर लो. So I said नहीं,
yeah.
कुछ भी बातें ठीक है. I can of course, So I
Of course.
tweak my sessions wherever I need. So this has been my journey, and it's been an amazing one, and I'm
A
looking
very
for
beautiful
more
one.
in life
Of
now.
course.
Thank you.
And the most amazing part is that you didn't stop. You always wanted to learn and unlearn few things, because unlearning is very important these days, right? And since ever, I guess. And that is the most gracious part that you have very beautifully followed. And I think now I'm curious that if you had to describe silent stories that you've witnessed in the eyes of your clients or students, of course, what would they say, and what do you think people are quietly yearning for when they come to you?
So yeah, there have been many instances, many stories, and I feel so proud that somewhere, I have touched their life. So firstly, when they come to me, there's a lot of hope in their eyes that they are coming to someone where they can trust. It's not an overnight thing which has happened. It's been like day before also I went live, and I don't know from where my students connected, and they said we were in this class, and of course I had a faint idea. I said great. So that has been that connection which I have found with my students. That's lifetime. So it's not only about English or soft skills. There's a lot of counseling which happens in my session. So of course I can say my experience as being a defense wife, and also like I'm very spiritual, and I think I am a good counselor, though not certified in that manner, but people do come with a lot of the personal things. कि घर में ये हो रहा है,
outburst. Yes.
Emotional outbursts, because there have been I was there in Guwahati where I was looking after a small school. I was you can say principal, or just a bunch of 15 teachers, right? And this girl over there, she got connected once I was in Delhi after 7-8 years. And she said, ma'am, you remember I always wanted to join airline, and you said you can do it. And today she's flying Air India. Oh, so that I even forgotten that conversation with her, because coming from a small town, not having that exposure, but maybe some words of, motivation can change somebody's life. So there's been many instances like this, which I feel very proud of. That okay, oh wow, there's one homemaker now. She's joined her husband in London, and she's taking nursery students. She's the helper teacher, and she came to me with basic English.
Oh wow.
It was like the level 1. We say level 1 of English, where you just teach
know the simple sentences and everything.
Yeah, and she's still in touch with me that it's because of you that I'm here. I said no, it's your hard work. But yes, of course, thank you if I have really, touched you somewhere, your life somewhere. So that there's been many stories. I remember just few of them right now, but it's been amazing. So it's like teaching, even as soft skills trainer, it's not only about teaching leadership or interview skills. It's about, giving them that confidence that, hey, you have it in you. You can do it.
And also, I mean, being the audiences, I guess we just love stories. So, yes, we loved yours. And as someone who spent so much time nurturing others, I wonder, when did you realize that your role wasn't just about teaching skills, but about mirroring to their innermost self? Because this is what you do. You create that magic around themselves. So, have you encountered a moment when you truly felt like you saw someone's soul shift during one of your sessions? Was there any moment?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I talk about NGOs, where I can see that I am following a NGO regularly, every 2 months I go there. So that they are bringing up that confidence, and even the style of dressing is changing. And the principal is in touch with me. She said, "Aapka jo bolna hai, I could not do it in so many years, which your sessions have done it." Yeah. So now when I go next time, like they said, this time हमने ये पहना, हमने ये किया, हमने ऐसे बात करी. So it's that transformation. It's a gradual transformation which I see in my audiences, and particularly, like I told you, there's been many instances where the girls, especially the girls, I have a soft corner for girls, I must tell you that. So they come and open up. So they come and open up their heart, and wherever the situation is, until now I said I'm always there for you. It's not that the course is over or the session is over, so I'm not out of bounds. So it's not like that. So I'm always there for you.
Yes. And also, like you mentioned, that you've worked with so many diverse groups of people, like from homemakers to corporate professionals. But moving forward, I wonder that how do you think the pressure of society and expectations from others shape our self-image, especially in this beautiful age of, but not so beautiful age of social media? So is there a moment when you feel these pressures impact someone in the most, and how do you feel you would help them release it?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, Barkha. 90% of our lives are in virtual world. Right?
Yes.
So since morning till evening, social media has given us everything. Today we are connecting because of that. The technology, everything is there. Somewhere it also gives some kind of low esteem in some people, because everything is glamorized, everything looks very nice. Yeah. But actually things are not as it is shown. Even the glamour world has their own lies, own situations.
Packaging is, of course, very beautiful, but the inside is somewhere.
It is. And with due respects to all these people who do hard work, but to some, I can say, for a commoner, like a young girl or young boy, to see somebody like that, it becomes somewhere ki, oh, I'm not like that, or I'm not able to wear such a thing or have this kind of life.
Comes into play sometimes.
Absolutely. So I always tell them, see what you have. And Barkha, I live by gratitude. I mean, that's my mantra. Like morning till evening, I'm eating, sleeping, and living gratitude. And that's what I tell my students, that see what you have. Your list will go endless if you just write down things which you have. You have a home, you have parents, you're sitting here in a comfortable class, AC room. You can afford this session, you have joined this session. So there are so many things one can be thankful of. Just looking at by something, some reel somewhere, you don't have to get affected. You can improve yourself, but yeah, so you are one. I always say, whatever you are special. And I always end up that even if you feel you have made little improvement, that's great. That's your effort. So the world is yours. The hard work is required. Of course, nothing comes, without hard work. So that's the motivating factor, and where they find ki, ma'am, what you said really made sense. And
exactly.
Yeah.
And the ball is in your court then. Yes.
Absolutely. I said I enjoy. So I also enjoy reels, and I said I always say it wastes a lot of time. So don't do that. Sometimes I also get into that. But see the good things. Take what you have to take. Leave the rest.
Definitely.
I think that's what
it made sense. And let's go back to your defense background again. You've had an incredible exposure because of that to varied cultures and experiences, right? I think this has added a depth of understanding of people to you, right? So can you recall a particular encounter or cultural moment in your travels that made you rethink that you can just redefine or define the image and identity?
Absolutely. Very interesting. Another question. So firstly, I have, like I told you, I have traveled a lot. thanks to Army Defense. And there's a lot of exposure. And one thing I can say that defense, I came from a civil background, right? I was from a very protective business family, only child, so-called spoiled. And as I entered, my father-in-law was in the army, my husband was in the army, and all my relatives from their end. So I took some time to be disciplined, because I never knew ki acha, one is supposed to be like this, one is supposed to wish in a particular. I'm talking when I got married when I was 21 years old. So you can imagine, like, yeah.
Yes,
So
much
it's just
of learning
very
after that. Yeah.
after that, because for me even marriage was good clothes, good
It's a
jewelry, good
new thing.
ghumna,
Yeah.
new things. I never knew the whole package which is going to come with marriage. So that was amazing. And as I like grew in defense and my environment, and even my husband traveled a lot and became mature with times, one thing I've realized that the human spirit is one. I have interacted during those times. We went abroad also. We met many different cultural, because he was doing some courses, something. So one human spirit today, I can say that whether it's motherhood, whether it's the love, whether it's the affection towards the family, that remains common in wherever you are whichever part of the world.
Definitely.
I have interacted with, during one of the English sessions, I had these ladies from Libya. And you won't believe, when I entered this session, I really came out, because all of them were in the attire which they wear, to cover up. And I said, what can I do with them? And then gradually how we opened up, and they used to love my bindi. They said, you put this bindi every day. I said, okay, great. One thing, the family problem same, the children problem same, the love for food, the love for, being a homemaker. So that is one thing I always say. I've interacted with Korean people, anywhere from the world. I had somebody from Mali who was taking my sessions. So that has been my learning. Wherever we are, that human spirit is one. No one can change that. No one can take away that love, affection from us.
Totally agree. And that was a fabulous conversation, Kiranji. Thank you so much. I feel like I've learned so much today, not just about image consulting and soft skills training, but about heart and soul behind the work you do, and with the passion you are pouring out on empowering people, helping them, and building the confidence, which is so inspiring. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you, Barfa. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm super, I'm living all my years right now. I'm going back and thinking all those things, and it's coming to me.
It means a lot. And I'm sure everybody who's listening will be walking away with a renewed sense of purpose and clarity with their projects, with themselves, and with their life.
So one thing I always believe is authenticity. Enhance yourself, polish yourself, bring out the best which you have. So I think that's what has been my learning. So in my sessions also, I love to wear saris, being a defense wife, it's been part of us. So today also, I prefer going in a sari rather than, of course I do wear Western also, of course I do that. But I feel this is me. This is you can see the Kiran here right now in a sari.
And this is my screen is just radiating, Kiranji. And this is looking so beautiful and pretty.
Thank you so much, Barka.
So on that note, thank you so much once again for being here and just telling us everything with such an open heart. Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Thank you.